Welcome back. A flatbed trailer loaded with pallets broke loose from a pickup and crossed part of Wheeler Road to strike a light pole. A 20-year-old Moses Lake man was driving in the 900 block of Wheeler Road when the trailer he was towing broke free. The Moses Lake police reported the trailer hitch was too small for the trailer. The driver was not using safety chains when the trailer was being towed. After the trailer broke loose, it crossed a lane of traffic to hit a light pole on a sidewalk. No citations or tickets were written. A report on the crash was being generated to be submitted to the prosecutor's office. The United Methodist Church of Ephrata is welcoming community members to their monthly free dinner on Thursday. The church provides free meals on the last Thursday of each month. Camille Price, who does all the cooking, wanted to do something to help the community and began the service in 2010. The event usually hosts between 60 to 80 people every month, and the church will be holding a free Thanksgiving dinner on November 27th. The church is looking for volunteers to help with the setup and cleanup. Anyone interested can contact them at 509-754-4664. In Northwest news, a very old tribal mask that may have inspired the Seahawks logo is going on display next month at the Burke Museum in Seattle. The cedar mask is about 2 feet long and weighs about 5 pounds. It's more than 100 years old and belongs to a museum in Maine. The Seattle Times reports a native carver from British Columbia, Bruce Alfred, was brought to Seattle to provide information for the exhibit. Alfred says it was worn by a dancer for a memorial or ceremony for the emergence of a tribal leader. He says the dancer would whirl around, and at the peak moment, the mask would split, revealing the mask of a human face inside. It's considered a metaphor for mankind's creation. An unmanned rocket carrying nearly 5,000 pounds of supplies for the International Space Station exploded seconds after takeoff in Virginia, and now NASA is asking questions. Tom Foreman has the story.
And we have liftoff.
The first stage was just seconds into a 4-minute burn when the Antares rocket stalled, fell backward, and exploded. Nearly 750,000 pounds of thrust went haywire, and spectators across the bay say the blast shook the ground even there.
Immediately, probably about 5 seconds in, you just saw kind of a fireball, and it wasn't, you could tell immediately that something was wrong.
It also clearly shook Virginia-based Orbital Sciences, the private contractor that built the rocket under a nearly $2 billion contract with NASA, now needs answers.
The investigation will include evaluating the debris that we will find around the launch pad. If you find anything that washes ashore in the local area or came down on your farm, definitely do not touch it.
No one was hurt in the explosion, but gone in a flash, 1,600 pounds of science experiments on everything from meteors to human blood flow, more than 1,600 pounds of hardware, computers, spacewalk equipment, and 1,400 pounds of food for the ISS crew. That does not create an instant emergency, but it will put extra pressure on upcoming missions to reestablish the supply chain to those astronauts in orbit. And the explosion could create political pressure, too, in the continuing debate over how much space travel can or should be put into the hands of private companies.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER One News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.